Hello everyone, Donnie Wanders here, and today I'm going to teach you about the basics of snowshoeing. Here are my snowshoes. They are very inexpensive snowshoes from Decathlon. I think they were around $60, so pretty basic, but they're nice and lightweight and they fit me just great. Today also I'm wearing just regular hiking boots, so these are just your standard, like, what you would wear on a trail any time of the year, but I like to wear them in the winter because they're relatively waterproof but are very comfortable. So the first thing I want to show you about the snowshoes, pick one up. I know they're full of snow as they're supposed to be. So the basic shoe is like a metal frame with some, this part is like a plastic, but on the bottom we have these like claw looking things in a couple of spots here, and those provide quite a lot of traction on slippery surfaces. So the claw bits are metal and they give a lot of grip. And then we have, this is like just the harness. So this particular one has a basic strap that goes around your heel, and then this part is a ratchet. So let me slip into this one. I start by putting my toe in and then putting the strap around my ankle like so, and I've got it already pretty well adjusted, but you can give it a little tug to snug that up. And then this part straps over your toe, so it just goes into this ratchet part, and once it's in there, that's not tightened down at all, but to tighten it you just give it a couple of clicks, tighten it down just so it's snug, not too tight, because you don't want to cut off circulation, your blood circulation to your toes, and then your toes will get very cold. So that's that. And then of course we do the same thing with the other one. I will note that even though snowshoes, they don't really come in left or right, I tend to wear the ratchet. Let's get my toe in here. I tend to wear them so that the ratchet mechanism is on the outside. So what I mean by that is I like for this part to be on the outside, not on the inside, because when you wear your snowshoes with the ratchet part on the inside, occasionally as you're stepping along, the snowshoe itself, so I'll demonstrate with this one, the snowshoe itself will brush up against that part of the harness and can sometimes knock the ratchet open a little bit, and then your snowshoe falls off. So generally any kind of mechanisms you want to keep on the outsides of your snowshoes. All right, and that's it. So now I'm ready to go. The reason that I'm making this video today is because I've heard from a couple of people recently, like in the last year. I've offered them snowshoes, or I've suggested that we go for a snowshoe, and they say, "Oh, I don't know how to walk in snowshoes," which is very strange to me. But then I thought about it a little bit, and I think people are intimidated by snowshoes because maybe they look kind of complicated, and it's also possible that people think that snowshoeing is like cross-country skiing or Nordic skiing, which requires some skill and some technique. There's no technique to snowshoeing. You just walk. So I'm going to demonstrate how little technique is required when snowshoeing. So as you can see here, just walking, I guess if there's any technique, because your feet are only this wide, but snowshoes are about this wide, you do have to walk with your legs slightly further apart than you normally would. But that's it. There really isn't any technique. Now, if you want to get really fancy, you can use trekking poles or ski poles to help you balance. So here's my trekking pole today. And that's all there is to it, folks. One of the things that I heard from people who were intimidated by snowshoeing, I'm sure they thought it required some fancy technique, which it does not, or some crazy athletic skill, which if I'm doing it, clearly it does not. But I think they were worried about just like being clumsy or being like uncoordinated. And I'm not overly coordinated. I wouldn't say I'm clumsy, but I'm not some super graceful like thing on snowshoes, right? That's not me. But I will tell you this, if you do fall down in snowshoes, you're falling in snow, which is usually pretty soft. So even if you're afraid of falling down, fine, fall down. Not a big deal in the snow. So if you're thinking about trying snowshoeing, but you don't necessarily want to buy a pair, there's a couple of places that you can look to borrow snowshoes. A lot of libraries actually have snowshoes that you can borrow, like books. A lot of municipalities have a snowshoe program, like through their Parks and Rec program, that you can borrow snowshoes, or you can rent them. And I've seen a few snowshoe rentals online at different places around Nova Scotia where it's like $5 for the day. So it can be quite inexpensive. If you go to a specialty outdoor store, if you want to purchase snowshoes, they can be very, very expensive. I have seen them like really lightweight ones with like super awesome harnesses, and they can be like $300-400, but you really don't need $300 or $400 snowshoes. Like I said earlier, I think my snowshoes came from Decathlon. I got them on sale, but I think regular price they're only like, I don't know, $80 or $90. I got them on sale, and I know that these were on sale just like last week or the week before at Decathlon, because I saw them and they were $50. So you don't have to like spend a ton of money to get into snowshoeing, or if you just borrow some from the library, from your local Parks and Rec, or a friend, it can be quite inexpensive, as in free. So really fun, and something that could be like super easy and accessible for you to try. And as I demonstrated in my the technique portion of this video, it requires no technique. So get out there and try some snowshoes. You'll really, really enjoy it, I promise. One of the benefits of snowshoeing is it provides access to places like this that can be quite difficult to get to in the spring, summer, and fall. So I know for a fact that this trail is quite muddy, like in the spring and the summer, and if we have a rainy fall. It's really, really muddy. It's not very pleasant to walk down. It's an ATV trail, and it's probably pretty fun on an ATV, not so fun on foot. So snowshoeing is the best time, I think, to come out to a trail that is kind of crappy during other times of the year. So that's one of the reasons why you might consider trying snowshoeing. Time for me to snowshoe on out of here. I hope that if you have been considering trying out snowshoeing, that this video helped you to push you over the edge and get you on a set of snowshoes, because it is really fun. So thanks for watching, and Donnie Wanders will see you in the next one.